Car Guy Explains, Episode 4, 2-stroke versus 4-stroke. What's the difference and which one's better? So, 4-stroke is, it's, if you don't know what it is, go watch Episode 2, which explains how a 4-stroke engine works. So, 4-stroke engine works on intake, compression, power, and exhaust, or 4 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2-stroke does this in, guess what? 2 movements, up and down. So it's somewhat hard to explain, but there's basically a port here and a port above here. And unlike a 4-stroke where the somewhat ports are on the same level, on a 2-stroke it's different though, because 2-strokes don't use valves in the traditional sense. Because you'll have your carburetor sitting here. You can't use an injector on 2-strokes. You have a carburetor here, and this will lead into the bottom. So the piston in a 4-stroke engine only uses the top to burn to make power. On a 2-stroke engine, however, it uses both above and below the piston. So fuel comes into the fuel and air mixture. It's also the fuel is actually, it's also got 2-stroke oil in it because it needs to lubricate the engine as well. So the fuel mixture will have, the air fuel mixture will have air, fuel, and a bit of oil to it. So that air and fuel mixture will come into the bottom of the engine. It'll lubricate, and when the piston comes down, it's pushing that liquid through some it pushes it through transfer ports, which is somewhat like a very elongated C shape. So it'll go up, straight up, and then it arrives at the top of the cylinder. Then the piston comes up, compresses all of that, spark plug ignites, pushes it down, and it uncovers this port and uncovers this port above it, and exhaust gases escape. And yeah, that's basically the difference in 2-stroke and 4-stroke. I don't know if I've done a good enough job explaining 2-stroke. It's somewhat hard to understand, but once you do, you're good. See you next time.